We are now 5 months into the Trump regime, and the cracks among his base, which are there, are getting larger. So, look, I've talked about how his polls on the economy have been dropping pretty much like a stone. You've got Gen Z men seeing one of the biggest drop-offs. Those are people that supported and voted for Donald Trump because they heard him on Aiden Ross or something, or Joe Rogan's show, and they're like, oh, I don't know, maybe this will be better. I mean, he's so strong, right? Oops, and then it turns out, not so good, right? Not so strong. Look, the MAGA diehards, they're still with him. Of course, they're going to ride or die, right? But there are some out there who are just not happy with what they voted for. Almost like, oh, I voted for good things and I got bad things instead. Oops. I know. Now, let me give you some examples here. One voter writes, quote, my husband was laid off last month and is struggling to find work with just one unpromising interview. Just 2 years ago, he was flooded with multiple job offers within days and chose the best. We voted for Trump to avoid this economic downturn, but it's hitting us hard. Yes. Well, who was running the economy before? Oh, it was Joe Biden, right? And then now it's Donald Trump, and things are not going so well. Remember what happened the last time Donald Trump was in office? We had a pandemic. Okay, that pandemic caused economic crash, and so it wasn't good. It was really bad. Now, that said, you could point to COVID and be like, hey, look, it was COVID. There's not really a whole lot of people, a whole lot of presidents that would have been able to handle that very well. So, okay, sure, give him a pass on that one, maybe, even though his response to COVID was really disastrous. That said, okay, what's his excuse now? Oh, right, he doesn't have one. This is all self-inflicted. And by the way, not self-inflicted so much as inflicted on all of us. Yeah. So, okay. Now, another writes, quote, I think I regret voting for Trump. I'm the only autistic Trump supporter. And now I hear one of the people Trump hired is making an effing national autistic person registry. I probably just voted myself into a Nazi regime. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, that's yeah. But not just you, but every autistic person. Yeah. I mean, look, when it comes to disabilities, right, it should have been over when Trump mocked that disabled reporter. Or it should have been over when he was quoted saying that he believes that vaccines cause autism, which it doesn't. Okay? How do these people not know this? Propaganda. It's propaganda. He's really, really good at propaganda. Fox News, really, really good at propaganda. Okay? But then you've got this guy who said, I do support Trump. Oh, already. But says the student loan debt you were going after put my daughter in tears. Her credit score dropped, and she voted for you, sir. She doesn't have a job, and she still lives at home. Where's my stimulus check? Don't abandon us now. Okay. Number one, he was never on your side, so he can't really abandon you. Okay. But secondly, Trump put 3 Supreme Court justices on the bench in his first term that killed President Biden's student loan relief plan, student debt relief plan. Now, I didn't think that plan went far enough. I think you should have tried to cancel all student loans, but that's just me. Still, the $20,000, I would have helped a lot of people. Couldn't have it at all. No student loan debt relief. None at all. Now, currently, he has begun having the Department of Education forcefully collect unpaid student loans for those who are in default. So they can garnish your wages and come after your tax returns if you actually, have a tax return that is supposed to be coming to you. Not anymore. They're coming for your money. Now, the reason people might be in default when it comes to student loans is generally because they can't afford it. Okay, that's it. 1 in 5 borrowers is seriously delinquent or is a past due payment of 90 days or more, according to an analysis by TransUnion. And out of the 19.6 million student loan borrowers, TransUnion found that roughly 20% are at risk of default. That figure, which TransUnion estimates could be much higher, outpaces the credit bureau's previously recorded all-time high of 15.4% in 2012. So, look, a lot of people are either in default or they are going to be in default. Why is that? It's because student loan debt is a gigantic problem. People cannot afford it. And so add in economic issues brought forward by Donald Trump's tariffs and the economic contractions that we've seen. No wonder things are going very, very badly. Okay. Now, we've got this guy. I voted for you and I still support you, but my wife came here legally through teacher exchange program. We got married, and right after we tried to get a lawyer for her to become a citizen, she got an email saying she might lose her job. I understand you're trying to make America great again. Sorry. Which is awesome, but her losing her job and getting sent back when I'm trying to make her a citizen after marriage, $10,000, I believe, for the paperwork. Please don't punish people that are trying to come here legally. I voted for you, and I think you're a great man. Oh my God, the ass kissing in these posts. It's just why are you kissing his ass? But I'm getting affected. If you could not send my wife back to her country, she was trying to do the right thing. I respect you. Oh, but we barely get a notice. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I just don't want my wife to go back. Wow. I mean, yeah, the ass kissing. It just drives me crazy. I love you so much, but please don't do this thing that is horrible and will hurt me. You think he's gonna care? No. Now I've got more. Here's another one. My dad's boss / best friend owns a medical device company. My dad's job's always been to fly to internationally defined manufacturers. All their products are currently made in Taiwan or China. My dad had been warning him about tariffs the entire election cycle. Pretty much ignored that and focused on the immigration issue. He immigrated to the U.S., but did it the right way, so he found illegal immigrants personally offensive. Now, let me stop there. I have a member in my extended family through marriage that came over from Europe. Okay, European immigrant, worked for the city as a city employee. This guy is about as hard right as you could imagine. Okay, like so incredibly pro-Trump, hates immigrants, like illegal immigrants, right? Because he himself is an immigrant that finally received, his citizenship like after 40 years. Okay, so this guy, he's like constantly raging, illegal immigrants, we got to get rid of them. They got to do it the right way. But wait, the right way has been made even more expensive, time-consuming, and difficult. The fact that you went through that sucks. Maybe there should be a better way. Maybe there should be an easier way to be able to get citizenship that doesn't involve giving Donald Trump $5 million for a golden ticket. Okay, because most people can't afford that. But that's a great example of how some of these people think. All right. Now, getting back to that. A few weeks ago, my dad was coming home, calls me and goes, well, we just got off an analysis call about how much we will need to increase prices. And boss says, did I vote for the wrong guy? And my dad just told him, yes, I've been saying this for months. You didn't believe me. I was telling you this is going to suck for you. It's going to suck for all of us. But no, I'm not going to listen because my hatred for undocumented immigrants, and a lot of them are, people that are trying to get asylum seekers, refugees from places like Haiti, for example, or the global South. Doesn't matter to them, though. It doesn't matter. The things that they have to go through. Okay? The things that they've had to escape and that are trying to escape coming to this country. Doesn't matter to these people, though, because, oh, you did it a different way, and that might have been slightly easier, at least when it comes to paperwork. Ooh, no, can't do it. You go back to the place where you're probably going to be murdered, okay? And then we'll talk. What? And then we have this next one. I cannot believe I ever thought the left was blowing anything out of proportion. And by the way, left, it's just more, liberals basically that were warning him, because we really don't have much of a left in this country. But hey, here comes the mea culpa. I was so wrong, and I am so sorry. Y'all were sounding the bells about all of this for a reason, and millions of us called you too sensitive. Yeah, and stood up on behalf of people we knew that were crossing certain lines. I have been so humbled since Trump got reelected. It's not even funny. I honestly don't know how anyone is still in denial about what's happening right now. So denial, it's not just a river in Egypt, okay? It is a very, very strong part of Trump's support, of MAGA, okay? You have to deny the reality of things that are happening right in front of your face to be a MAGA supporter. That's just a reality, all right? I've been humbled so much since Trump got reelected. Whoopsie. Yes, we told, and you know what? Credit to him for actually coming, or that person for coming back to reality. Like, oh crap. It turns out that I was in a cult. Oh no. Another said, you destroyed my investment portfolio. You seem to have no idea what you're doing. I voted for you, but clearly not this. Stop blaming everyone else and fix it. You're killing those nearing retirement who rely on investment income. We vote with our pocketbook. Yeah. And then here's the MAGA coworker that was denied food stamps under Trump. Yesterday, a MAGA coworker told me he had renewed his application for food stamps and was denied. His monthly allotment went from $400 to $0. Now he's wondering how he's going to feed his family. Elections have consequences. Indeed. And then, finally, we have this. I supported Trump in his presidency. I was behind him in comparison to Harris, believing that he would end the Russia-Ukraine war, which is still raging, reduce unemployment, it's up, lower inflation, up, create jobs, but his current actions since his tariff made me realize that he is selfish and cannot provide the necessary growth America needs. Right now, I am one of his biggest critics. He is not fit for the presidency, and to lead this country to that greatness, I will stand against him. I want Donald Trump out of the White House. Yeah. Oh, there is actually one more. Azalea Banks, okay, saying, I think it's time everyone who voted for Trump admit that we made an effing mess. Like, this is an absolute disaster. This is what happens when the leopards come for your face. Okay? And I'm sure that there are others, by the way, who are similarly not doing well, not feeling good about their, choices, that are not speaking out. Thanks to fear of being attacked by the cult, because they will come after you. Or there are people that just refuse to admit that they were wrong. They got pride. Maybe the only thing they have left, but damn it, they have their pride. Look, what's behind this, though, is simply the fact that Trump and MAGA do not realize why they were voted into power. It wasn't to go after wokeness, okay? It doesn't have anything to do with transgender people, okay? It's not a mandate. No, he was chosen because of economic conditions. The economy. People got sick of the greedflation that was happening under Joe Biden. They then, of course, chose even more greed, personal greed, under Donald Trump. I know. But look, one of the reasons that is because there's a huge information disconnect. I've been talking for years about the completely different information, bubble that surrounds the right wing. That they have created a safe space for themselves in the media. It is a media safe space that involves Fox News, that involves Newsmax, that involves all the different little blogs, that are right-wing blogs. You've got local news stations that have been taken over by Sinclair Broadcasting. So, a lot of the most local news that are now pro-Trump, or they highlight the stories like police stories, or not so much police, but like crime stories, right? Constant drumbeat of crime. And then they're like, well, Donald Trump wants to do something about crime. Oh, well, I got to do something. I'm scared about crime. Oh, no. So that's what's going on here, okay? There is a disinformation bubble. They have created their own media ecosystem, all right? And they use it to prop up really bad candidates and really bad policies, like tax cuts for the rich, deregulation. And this has all duped millions of people into voting against their own economic interests, and they've been doing so for decades. Okay, this was set up long before Donald Trump, but it has really, really helped Trump. The audience was already primed to believe in his lies. They just had to have someone who could go out and just lie unabashedly to everyone. And that's exactly what Donald Trump did. So, but look, that said, there are lies, but there's also economic truth. Your bank account does not lie. All right? He is systematically making all of us poorer for the benefit of a very select few, part of which he is in. Okay? And at a certain point, no amount of gaslighting will be able to hide the fact that regular people, working people, are now poorer under Donald Trump than they were under Biden. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.